The majority of Black women are not queens. You are paid government agents. You are empowered, but not in the way that you think. You teamed up with the government via government assistance, child support, legal filings, and they weaponized you against your own community and your own men. They sold you on being strong and independent, but really they just isolated you and set you up for further manipulation and failure. The system didn't free you. It actually programmed you to fight against your own, disrespect your men, and not respect your elders. You traded family for funding, and while you celebrate your freedom, your house just is slowly burning down, actually rapidly. Unfortunately, you're not raising children, you're actually programming them. Your daughters are repeating the same cycles as you, becoming baby mamas, involved in sugar daddy culture, whole culture, all of the above. And then your sons lack leadership, discipline, and self-control. So just no order at all, just all dysfunction, emotionality, and rage. You became the perfect weapon to inject the dysfunction right directly into your children, so they don't have to do it because you're doing it for them. But then you brag about your degrees and how you're the most educated and independent and strong and how you guys can take care of yourself, but your children can't read. Can we make that make sense? And as long as you keep choosing the system over Black men, you'll remain a non-player character, a program bot running down a government code, just raising the next generation of slaves. And this is why you lead in obesity, single motherhood, least likely to get married, least desirable, most likely to raise a criminal. It's because you're a product of the very system that you think you're outsmarting.
She is swift with it, right? She is mad swift with it. Now, here's the thing, right? Because this kind of plays into the video that I dropped yesterday. It plays a big role into the video that I played yesterday. Yesterday, if y'all watched the video, y'all had a chick who was pretty much saying the reason a lot of your men over time and today resent women is because the government pushed Black men out of the house so women can receive government assistance, right? Because in order for them to receive government assistance, they cannot have a man in the house, right? Which I can agree with that, right? That's wild, right? That's wild. But the sad thing about it is the chick tried to make it seem as if Black women had no part in it. Like Black women were just sitting back, just chilling the whole time.
Black men have been angry and bitter at Black women for so long, all right? And I have a whole historical trope about this.
Okay, so I told y'all I was going to come on here and talk about Black men's dislike, discontent, disdain for Black women and why they are flat out mad at us. Now, you're probably like, well, what makes you qualified to talk about this? Well, I have studied Black people in the Black diaspora with all of my college dollars, and I also have a master's degree from one of the top radio, television, and film schools in this country that I went to on scholarship. Let's move on, babes. Now, the short answer to this is that Black men became economically irrelevant to Black women, which eventually led to the rebellion of the leadership of the Black man. Now for the longer answer. So statistics tell us that Black women have some of the lowest rates of marriage. However, it was not always that way. Even if you go back into slavery times, Black people were sneaking off to get married. And even up into the early 1900s, Black women had higher rates of marriage over their clear counterparts before the social engineering of the welfare state. And you're probably like, well, what is the social engineering of the welfare state? Well, prior to the social engineering of the welfare state, Black people had 78% dual household, mother and father in the house, and these two people were married. 78%. Under the social engineering of the welfare state, i.e. aid, welfare, subsidized programs for housing and things of that nature, the government required that a male could not be living in the house in order for that family to receive aid or public assistance. And this just wasn't written in fine print. There were actual pop-up audits, like a Section 8 inspection that we have currently to this day, that the government inspectors would come out and look for traces of a male in the house. And if they found any shoes, any shirts or clothes or anything like that, you were cut off from that public assistance. If you need proof of this, watch the movie Claudine. This is right simultaneously in alignment with Nixon's war on drugs, which took the U.S. prison system from 300,000 people incarcerated to 2.3 million people incarcerated, and 2/3 of those people were people of color. So there you have Black men being removed from the home. Then you have the war on drug, which is disproportionately incarcerating Black males in particular. And now what do Black women have to do? Make it work and figure it out. Then that births a generation of struggling mothers teaching their daughters to go to school, get a degree, and don't depend on a man for nothing. Like and follow for part 2, where we will talk about the Black male athlete, the birth of the hip hop generation, the over-sexualization of Black women, and how we went from this
when the whole time they were out here helping. They were out here helping push the black man outside of the family. And that's what you're seeing today. And shout out to that sister, because she hit it right on the head. A lot of your sisters do not care for authority, do not care for men's leadership. And like I said, the sister, that's what she tried to push it as. She's trying to push a narrative that, hey, the sisters was just chilling. They were just minding their business. They play a big role in it, because when you look at a lot of your men today in society, a lot of them are feminized, and a lot of them are raised by your mothers. And the only way we can keep men from being feminized is if we have the father in the household. But when you have sisters saying, hey, well, we don't need men, we're independent. Hey, well, you know what? I can have a child, I can have the man's seed, but I don't need the man in a child's life. You're just creating a degenerate child. Most of your rapists, your robbers, your delinquents all come from your single parent household, raised by mothers. But the crazy thing is, it's the mothers that's complaining about the men in society. But that's who you are creating. This is who you are breeding. So you would have to point fingers back at yourself when you sit here and say the same thing that this sister said, who is a quote unquote dating coach. Men became economically and financially irrelevant to sisters. So that's why your black women were rebelling against black men's leadership. You just literally destroying your own family, and you're destroying your own future. And it's all because your sisters wanted to adopt the feminist ideology. Oh, well, in the 1960s, hey, well, we thriving with our black men, and then here come your other women of other races saying, hey, well, listen, we are all women. This is the womanhood. This is the womanhood, right? I know y'all got your sisterhood, but this is the womanhood. And we need to infiltrate this, because y'all don't want to be oppressed by these men. Y'all want to be able to do your own thing. So guess what they do? They do their own thing. And now you're over here having all of these women, man, having children out of wedlock, and left and right, not knowing who the father is. And then you're going to sit here and complain and, oh, well, I cheated because, you did this, and all of these excuses because women wanted to adopt the sexual liberation ideology as well that comes with the feminist ideology. Women wanting to sleep around, do whatever they want to do, and then expect a man to follow behind that. Like, no, a lot of your men are going to look at you and be like, oh no, you're just a bucket. And then you slip up, accidentally have a child, and then what? You're in a situation. So, look, guys, y'all let me know down below, man. What do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? I think, man, this right here, the first sister, as you can see, she's telling you how it is. A lot of your women are trying to push your men out of the household, and you're seeing that every day. Just go on my channel. Just scroll through. You see many sisters in the court trying to keep the man away from the child. You can see it in the black community. You can see it in the white community, but definitely the black community. Plenty of fathers having a fight with their baby mothers back and forth just to get the child. It doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense. And then you have the second sister who was stating the fact that, man, well, yeah, your government is trying to keep the men out of the household, but once again, don't act like black women are just sitting here chilling. You're not. You're here actively trying to keep the man away from the household as well, which is why you're hearing a lot of women sacrificing their marriages for their happiness, willing to break up their whole family for their happiness. And that's what you're hearing from this sister right here. So it's just ridiculous. But look, man, do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel.